Hello and welcome to today's episode of Vlogtober. So this Vlogtober episode will take you from Friday to Monday. Today's Monday when I'm filming this. I started the vlog on Friday when I was teaching at the Knitting Hotel in Dawlish in Devon. I was there on Friday and Saturday for a 2-day workshop and I stayed overnight. I didn't stay overnight at the Knitting Hotel. I stayed in a guest house, B&B place across the road from the Knitting Hotel, and I managed to film a little bit behind the scenes on Saturday, so I will share that with you. Fantastic 2 days. Really enjoyed it. The last 2 weeks have been really busy, so I'll talk a little bit more about that. Even with 2 days of teaching this weekend, I've got quite a lot of knitting done, so I'll share that with you as well. And I'm hoping to finish 2 projects maybe today, if not tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed today's October episode. If you're new here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through my website YarnAddict.co.uk. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I have had an offer on my website at the moment, 15% off, and it was supposed to finish, well, it actually finished yesterday, but because I have so much stock at the moment after Yarndale, because I ordered way more than I normally do, and I sold quite a lot, but you always end up with a lot left over. And I've just had another yarn delivery as well in the last week because I thought I had run out of Yataghan merino cotton for my clutch bags, so I ordered more immediately after Yarndale, and then I found I had the whole box of yarn that I'd forgotten about. So I kind of ordered a bunch of yarn I didn't really need. So I have decided to extend the 15% off until 31st of October. So that it runs up until when I go to Norway, because then I'll be closing my online shop for 2 weeks. So 50% off. I'll put the details on the screen and below this video. It's everything off my website. So yarn, beads, notions, my books. I got loads of yarn, all that pretty yarn there, plus loads of Cyberball yarns, Yataghan merino cotton, Yataghan organic trio, loads and loads of yarns. So I'll put all the details and the link to our website below, so don't miss that. Now let's go back to Friday and see what happened at the Knitting Hotel on Friday and Saturday. So I finally got to Dawlish, ready for my 2-day workshop at the Knitting Hotel. Sunny this morning, it's beautiful outside, cold and crisp. I had hoped to just go for a quick walk along the seafront, but I had to go a longer way this morning because the road I normally take, there was an accident, and I think they must have closed the road or been a very long hold up, because when I got in the car, that wasn't even offered as a option on Google Maps, and I had to go a longer road that was an hour and a half, which is a long drive so early in the morning. So I'm going to just go out and just walk a couple of minutes, just to get a bit of fresh air and wake myself up before I go up to the Knitting Hotel and get ready for my workshop. Good morning. So it is Saturday morning and I am in Dawlish. Lovely day at the Knitting Hotel yesterday, and it was a really busy workshop. We actually finished early, so we did some couple extra bits at the end because they were really good. They were really working hard, and we did finish slightly early. But yes, because it was so busy, I kind of forgot to film anything. And then we headed into Exeter on the train and went to Ivy for a lovely dinner and got the train back, and then I came back to my room and just relaxed for a bit and did a bit of knitting and watched a bit of YouTube and had a lovely night's sleep. And now I am about to head back over to the Knitting Hotel for breakfast, and today we're doing beaded lace knitting, which should be slightly less intense because it is more of them working on their project and me just helping them as needed, so it should be a bit easier hopefully. So I'm going to head over there in about 10 minutes for breakfast, so I'm going to do a bit of knitting first, and I'll show you the progress I'm making on my knitting. Okay, so this is my project. I didn't do a lot yesterday, but I think I did one repeat last night. But look at the difference. Did I say this in the previous video? I don't remember, or was it on Instagram? But look at the difference. This is the blocked section, and obviously it's been in and out of my bag a few times since, so it doesn't look as freshly blocked as it did when I first blocked it, because I've been just like scrunching it up and putting it in my knitting bag. But you can still see the lace pattern so much better up here, and then you come down here and it's all lumpy. So look at the difference up here and down here. So I'm going to do a couple of rounds of knitting now before I head over to the knitting hotel for breakfast. Lovely sunny day today. And then I am going to work on this tonight when I get home, while I watch Strictly Come Dancing, I think. And then I got another skein of this yarn yesterday as well, so that I definitely won't run out. But yeah, I'm very happy with the progress. I've done, how many repeats have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on the 7th repeat, I think. I think I'm going to need at least 16. I forgot to show you something from the knitting hotel. So one of the ladies in my workshop who's been in several of my workshops is Ellen, and she also makes glass things. She's very talented. She also has quite a demanding job, so I'm very impressed she gets time for all this. But she made me this. I think she made one for Belinda, who's the owner of the knitting hotel as well. But she made me this butterfly. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. And then it has these little hooks on the back. So the idea is that you can put it on a pot, like a plant pot or something. I don't have a pot here to put it on, but let's just put it on here so you can see. So it would just clip onto a pot like that. So I'm going to take that downstairs and put it on one of my orchid pots. I have several orchids, so I'm going to clip it onto one of my orchid pots. But I'm really happy with it. It's beautiful. Such a lovely surprise that I wasn't expecting. So I don't think Ellen watches my YouTube videos, but if you do, Ellen, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now back to what I filmed earlier. On Sunday, I was quite tired after 2 days of teaching and quite a lot of driving. Luckily, the drive home on Saturday night went better than the drive to the knitting hotel on Friday morning, in that there was no delays and I got home fairly quickly and had a lazy start to Sunday. And then we went to a National Trust property nearby near Bodmin, which is the next town over from us. National Trust property called YarnAddict. Been there probably hundreds of times before. We used to take the girls there all the time when they were little because it has a big park, land and gardens. So when we had National Trust memberships, we'd go in the gardens or the house. But quite often we'd just go in the gardens and the girls would run around and play. And then when we didn't have National Trust memberships, we'd go and just park and go for a walk in the woods or in the park. It's got quite extensive parklands there as well. My husband grew up going there all through his childhood because he grew up in this area. So it's some place that we've been to as a family a lot. They are restoring the ceiling in the long gallery. I think I put long hall on the video, but I think it's called the long gallery. So they moved all the stuff that was in that room out of that room and stacked it into other rooms, which meant that some of the other rooms were a little bit spoiled because they didn't have all the furniture in there that they would normally have, because it's all been stacked up to make room for all the stuff they were storing from the long gallery. But as we've been there so many times before, it doesn't really matter. But the good thing was that in the long gallery, because they have scaffolding up, you can get right up underneath the ceiling, so you can have a close-up look at the ceiling, which we've never been able to do before. So that was quite interesting. So you see all the kind of motifs in the ceiling. Some of them you were a bit too close. You were kind of struggling a bit to see what they were because they were like that close in some places. So you were kind of like struggling to make sense of what it actually was you were seeing. But it was really interesting because obviously we haven't seen that before. So that was really good fun. So I'll show you a bit of a clip from YarnAddict now. So let me show you what I've been knitting this weekend. So I have not made any progress on my Truly Hooked project, but I'm seeing a friend tomorrow and I'm planning to take that with me tomorrow. So I should make some progress on it this week. I did, when I was at the knitting hotel, did make a bit of progress on my sock. So last week when I filmed the podcast on Wednesday, I was here and I didn't do any more knitting till Friday night. So at the knitting hotel, normally on Friday nights, they go to Exeter on the train. So they get the train from Dawlish into Exeter Central and go to the Ivy Collection restaurant in Exeter. It's right across the Cathedral Green from the cathedrals. It's quite a nice location, and it's a nice restaurant. I quite enjoyed it. It's kind of affordable fine dining, I would describe it as, maybe, I don't know, but we enjoyed it, and obviously the company makes the makes a biggest difference. But it's the decorations there are quite sort of opulent and over the top, and the food was lovely and the company was great, so we really enjoyed it. But it is about a 30 minute, I think 25 minutes train ride. So we all took our knitting. I think most of us took our knitting. So between on the train to Exeter and back to Dawlish, I knitted from here to here. So I was hoping to finish the foot at least, but I didn't quite do it. I need to double check my counting, but I think I may have about 8 rounds to do. I think I've done 70, but it might just be 60. I think I'm doing 80 rounds for the foot before I start the toe. So I need to just double check the counting. Seeing a friend tomorrow, so I'm going to take this with me and try and finish this up tomorrow. So when I film my podcast on Wednesday, I can share a finished project. I've also done quite a lot of knitting on the pink yak thing. I've worked out that I think I need to do 16 repeats of the yak, which is the brown bit. And I'm on repeat number 13. So my plan is to do up to including repeat 16. So I tried it on earlier and unblocked. So the top bit up here has been blocked. The first 4 colours has been blocked and then the rest hasn't. And I tried it on this morning and it comes to my waist. So obviously I wanted a bit longer than that. I need to measure the top bit again, the block bit, and work out how much it stretches out in blocking, and then try and use that to work out how many more repeats I need. I worked out that I probably need about 16 repeats in total of the yak section, the brown section, and I'm on repeat number 13 now, as I said. So hopefully I'll be able to finish this today. And then I need to decide whether I'm going to assume that it's long enough. I'll probably put it on the barber cord, try it on and see how long it is unblocked, and then decide whether I think it's going to be long enough and just do the edging and cast off and then block it, or whether I put it on barber cord, block it, so I can try it on properly. The thing is, I also need to undo this section up here, this brown section. I talked about that in the last Vlogtober video, I think, or last podcast, I can't remember, but I'm not happy with that brown stocking stitch section. So I'm going to take that out and just join the shoulders together. So I will lose a little bit of length there, so I need to take that into account as well. But I want to finish the body before I do that. So I think what I might do, depending on what time I finish doing the 16 repeats tonight, I think I will put that on a barber cord to film it when I do this top section and I take this out, because I think that would be a good tutorial, because some of you are probably thinking, you're going to do what now? So I think I want to film that, which I'm not going to have time to do today because I won't finish the other bit early enough. Well, maybe I could do this afternoon. I don't know, but anyway, I anticipate working on this for the rest of today when I do my knitting this afternoon and this evening, and then tomorrow I'm going to work on the other 2 projects and then carry on with this tomorrow evening. The reason why I'm thinking it would be good to block it tonight just to check length and stuff properly before I finish it off is because I'm out all day tomorrow. So if I blocked it tonight before I get to bed, then hopefully it might be dry by the time I get home tomorrow evening, and then I could work on it tomorrow evening, or it'll definitely be dry by Wednesday. And I don't really want to finish it all off and then decide it's not long enough. So I will probably do the lace, maybe this section up here, and then block it, but I don't know. So this was the week I was supposed to catch up on everything, because it's the first week since I came back from Norway that I have no workshops this week. So the last few weeks since I came back from Norway in the middle of September, just been crazy. I've had loads of workshops and YarnAddict and 3 bags full in Liscard and more workshops, and it's been really, really busy, and I haven't kept on top of admin and pattern edits and things like that. So this morning I've caught up on a bit of admin, routine admin, replied to a couple of emails. I'm still behind on emails, and I've done 3 pattern edits. So I send the pattern to my tech editor, she goes through it, marks it up, sends it back to me, I correct the pattern, send it back to her. And I had 3 that I've been waiting, and one of them's, I think they've all been waiting since September. So I finally got all those 3 done and sent them back to her. I was thinking this week, I got loads of time this week to like catch up on everything. And then I looked at my diary and I'm like, no, I'm out all day tomorrow. So I'm not going to do any computer work done tomorrow because I'm basically going to be out all day. By the time I get back, I'll be tired and not want to do any computer work. And then on Wednesday, I've got to film the podcast first thing in the morning. Then I walk the dog and go to Pilates, and then come back, lunch, maybe an hour of work, and then I got a massage. So, and then I got all day Thursday and all day Friday to work. So really I've only got 3 days this week rather than I thought I had 5 days, or at least 4.5 days. So yeah, it's busier than I thought it was, but my plan this week is just to try and catch up on everything. I have pattern that's ready to be published. I did have the pattern for YarnAddict, so I'm going to try and release this pattern this week, the twist pattern, and I have 3 patterns in editing that will be released between now and hopefully end of November, early December. That's enough for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Next video on this channel will be my podcast, which will be on Thursday this week, and then the next Vlogtober will be on Saturday. That will just be a mishmash probably of what I'm doing this week, the big catch-up week, and hopefully lots of knitting. We'll see how the week turns out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.